Hello to all tuning into the celebration from home this evening. My name is Haley Boyd, and I'm very excited to be here with you all tonight. Before I begin my first interview, I thought I would tell you just a little bit about the Mission Fund and Signum Fidei. Thanks to the donors since 2008, the Mission Fund has been able to be awarded to 420 students and has raised over $1.5 million to assist students in being able to continue to pursue their degree at Lewis. If you are interested in purchasing raffle tickets in person, you can do that right here or online. My first interview is going to be with Michael Parker. Right this way, you guys. Hello, Michael.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Just fine.
All right, so you graduated in '77, and you are now the chairman of the board of trustees.
Yes, I am.
So you and your wife, Angelique, you guys basically have a scholarship for students. You guys raise money for that. So what are your hopes for these students?
Well, my hopes for students is the best possible. And it's amazing when you find yourself helping students and watching how they grow and how they complete not only their education, but they start life. Many of the students that we give scholarships to, which is actually 5 students a year, they link with me on LinkedIn, and I'm able to watch their professional development, and it's amazing.
Yeah, is that one of the most rewarding things that you would say?
That is the most rewarding thing. And through something as simple as LinkedIn, I'm able to see it without being intrusive in their lives, but able to see how they're going and offer help if they need it.
That's incredible. Now, do you yourself have any fond memories of Lewis?
I have plenty. And a lot of the individuals that my memories include are actually here tonight or on the board. That's a long time ago, but it's still fresh in my mind.
That's amazing. And what is your favorite part of Signum Fidei?
Well, the very fact that they always have students coming, and you get a chance to see them and talk to them, and several of them are our scholarship recipients.
Yeah. Do you keep in touch with them any other way besides LinkedIn?
Yes, actually almost all of them, and I can tell you where most of them are right now. I'm so proud of them.
What is one of the most rewarding stories you think that you've seen happen right in front of your eyes?
I had one student who asked me to come to their nurses' pinning, and that was an honor. I went to the nurses' pinning, and following that, in the graduation, she was a nurse at Rush, and now a nurse in Chicago at Cedars-Sinai, operating room nurse. It's just an amazing thing to see how many of them turn around and help people, just like you'd love to see our students do.
That is incredible. And what are you most excited for tonight specifically?
Well, just seeing everybody. It's amazing that we're finally getting out.
Actually touch people.
I know, and everybody looks so wonderful tonight. Like, I love your bow tie, that's so sharp, and that dress just looks absolutely amazing on you. Like, everybody's just fantastic tonight.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. So thank you both for being here with us tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Of course. All right, we're going to move on to the next interview now.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Jada. I'm wonderful.
So can you kind of tell me why are you here today and why is this so important to you?
Well, as both a faculty member and a double Lewis alumni, I've been on both sides of the desk. I know how important a Lewis education and experience is. I know it's quality, and I want everybody to have that experience.
And then as an employee here, how have you seen the Mission Fund impact some of your students here at Lewis?
Yeah, it's even before the pandemic, there's been so many life circumstances and events that come out of the blue that students aren't prepared for, their family isn't prepared for, and they really have to make difficult choices. And sometimes it's letting your education go on hold. So I know the students that I've known personally that have been able to have the assistance of the Mission Fund, they've been able to continue their education and come out and be awesome contributors in the world.
And if you tell me, what is one of your favorite parts about Signum Fidei? This is a big celebration that happens every year. What is one of your favorite parts about the celebration?
It's living out that mission value of association, whether you're from the Lewis community or just supporting the Lewis community. We all come together. It's all about visioning and dreaming and what can be and, supporting so that financially it could happen.
And then what will you tell those at home who perhaps just didn't come this year? Why should they come next year and the years after?
Well, hopefully we will be out without masks next year. We were just saying, last time we were in person, it was a masquerade and we our face, now the below. Next year we're going back to nothing. No masks.
Okay, cool. So can you just tell me, how are you feeling today?
I feel great. I'm glad to be here. This is a wonderful event, obviously, to support our mission fund. It's one of my favorite events of the year, a beautiful day. And as I say many times, it's a great day to be a flyer.
Can you tell me, what is the importance of supporting the mission fund?
Well, the mission fund assists our most needy students. And, so many of our students, a high percentage of them receive some sort of financial assistance. The Mission Fund provides money each year that we get from Signum Fidei and other donations from our friends and benefactors and alumni for the most needy students. It's of particular importance now as we've been in COVID for the last year and a half, and families have been impacted by loss of jobs, loss of income, and so it's critically important now to support the Mission Fund to the greatest degree we can to help our most needy students.
And then you've been here for quite a few years. Why do you keep coming back? What inspires you to keep investing in our students even today?
Well, Lewis University has been a part of my family's life since 1974. So, I went to school at Lewis, got my undergraduate and my graduate degree. It's been a big, important part of my family, as I said, dating back to 1974. My family has 5 degrees from Lewis. I worked at Lewis for 42 and a half years, retired in the last few weeks. It's been an unbelievable journey at Lewis. It's had a tremendous impact on my family, and I feel it's very important for us alums and other people to pay it forward and to be able to invest in the university and provide students and generations to come to maybe have the same wonderful opportunities that I had, not only as a student but as an employee. And that's one of the reasons why my wife and I also recently established an endowed scholarship, the Felice Family Endowed Scholarship, so we can help students for generations to come.
And then, just to wrap it up, can you tell me, what is one of your favorite parts of Signum Fidei every year?
I think to be able to, at the end of the night, to see how much money we can raise, because there are times we've raised $200, $250, close to $300,000. And it's nice to see everybody so happy and so generous. But at the end of the night, when we realize how much money we raise for our needy students, it's just it's an unbelievable feeling. And I think I'm going to have that same feeling at the end of the night tonight.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great evening.
I will, Jada. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm back now with Tim Farrell. Tim, as a loyal supporter of Lewis for many years now, what do you continue to support? Why do you continue to support Lewis and our students?
It's really the mission of the university. Helping first-generation students get through college and onto a career, I think, is special, and no one does it better than Lewis.
Do you have a heartwarming memory of somebody you went to school with or maybe a professor at Lewis?
Yes, but I've been sworn to secrecy. I can't talk about any of those.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I have one. Brother John Mays, actually. When I was a sophomore, I was having some financial troubles, and I thought I was going to leave the school. And Brother John stepped in and helped me out. And to this day, I try to pay that back every day because he helped me get through school.
That's amazing. Like, how did that make you feel that somebody wanted to help you out so you could continue your education at Lewis?
It was a pretty special moment for me. I mean, it was to have somebody do that is kind of unusual, and he was a great guy. He was wonderful.
Yeah, we're definitely surrounded by so many wonderful students, faculty, staff at Lewis. No matter who you talk to, they are all amazing. So how often do you go to Signum Fidei? Do you go every year?
I try to go every year, yes, and I've been serving on the board now for almost 20 years. So, yeah, and I really enjoy it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for serving on the board. Like, for events like these, it's really amazing. Now, I know we talked a little bit beforehand about you having any special memories at Signum Fideis or anything like that. Is there one that you could possibly talk about?
Well, you know, what I like about Sigma Fidei is, one, I get to see faculty, I get to see administration, I get to see students. Hearing the student stories, that's always special. There's oftentimes I tear up as I hear some of them because it reminds me of my own experience.
Yeah, that is really something that is amazing too. And what is the thing that you were looking most forward to tonight?
For tonight,
Yes.
probably to give money away.
Yeah, with all the raffles and everything like that, yeah. All right, thank you so much again for talking with us. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to some of the live action at tonight's event. We're all going to start taking our seats now, so it's time for all of you to grab your seats at home and get your drinks, your snacks, and get comfortable. In just a few minutes, Chef Henry from right here in the Westin will be joining you live for a charcuterie board class.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to invite you to all please start heading towards your assigned tables. We'll be getting our program underway in a couple of minutes. This is your first announcement.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Signum Fidei. My name is Chef Henry, and we're excited to have you here tonight to go over some of the wonderful things around the world to put your exclusive Lewis University charcuterie board together and make you the pro. This is something that you can get in your local area in your own stores. So as I'm going through the items today, you'll be able to kind of match it up with some of the things that are local to you. What's fun about charcuterie is there is no right or wrong. You get to make it and create it depending on who you have coming and what your favorite tastes are. It's always great to try something new. So today, what I have here is going to be a few different items. With a charcuterie board, you usually are going to be matching up things that are in the list of cheeses and meats. You have other vegetables, fruits. We have nuts, berries, and breads. So to get you started, we usually like to start off with some cheese. So I have cut a little bit of aged Irish white cheddar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting in a few here. White cheddars are good to be mixed with beers, macaroni and cheese, fondues. And I also like to mix it up on my boards a little bit. And as I'm working, I'm going to make our own little one over here as well. We also have Gouda. Gouda is one of the little heartier cheeses. It is covered in wax, so you can have your preference of putting it out as either a large piece. And so I usually kind of mix it up here and put out a few slices. Some people like to take the wax off. If you have a small plate, I recommend taking it off. Makes it a little easier for those to pick up with a toothpick. And then lastly, we also have a soft brie. Brie cheese is great paired with berries or things like of the fruit nature. It's a softer cheese, so when you're working with soft cheeses, you want to be gentle with them. When I'm doing my boards also, I like to mix and match and move things around. I really like to have brie cheese with a nice Cabernet. Brie cheese tends to be a little bit higher in fat, so it gives it a rich, buttery flavor and taste. And then we're gonna move on to some meats. Meats come in all different salamis, hard salamis, carpaccios, prosciuttos. And what's fun is, traditionally, like this one right here, this is a hard prosciutto. It gives it a sweet taste, but really it was actually aged about 60 to 90 days and heavily salted. So when they slice it thin, it gives it a nice sweet taste to it. But you can play with it a little bit and make rosettes and do different types of presentations. And this is what gets creative. So if you're the creative artsy type, this is the one for you. Let's just move that around here. And again, I thought, depending on how many people you have coming for your gathering, or even if it's just a night in with your spouse or friend, what a great way to share and enjoy all the flavors from around the world. Hard salamis are going to be a little bit denser in meat flavors and styles. So in that instance, you want to usually match them up with a little bit heartier cheeses like Pecorino Romano or any of those. So let's go a couple more here. I like to vary things up. I don't like to keep things as just a staged, left and right and center. I like it mixed. So now we have a little bit of the meats on there. And then lastly, we start to move on to some of these. So it's good to have a little bit of changes in flavors, changes in textures when you're biting into things. Marinated pickles for you. We also have berries. Berries are good to go with cheeses. They tend to go good with your bries and your softer camemberts. Or you can also do dried fruits too. Fruits like apricots, cranberries, any of those that'll kind of go well when you pair it with wine as well. You really want to have the savory flavors in there to work with. Now I have a little bit of Kalamata olives. These come from Greece. They're great tables olives because they are a little bit more on the meatier side. Just be careful, sometimes they have pits. All right, and then lastly, what's good with wine and cheese are some nuts. So pecans, those usually work pretty well to match up. You could do sliced almonds. Pistachios are also another. I don't have those here with me at the moment, but those are also a great blend. As I said, this is what's fun with creating. And you don't have to be a chef, but you can become your own charcuterie pro. And then you're gonna want a little bit of bread or crackers, artisan breads. Those usually have a little bit more bite to them, a little crunch. Now something that I don't have out here, but you can also put out is jams, jellies, spreads, mustards, and then some crackers. Some crackers here. Let's put these up. I like to make a little bit of height on there too. So once you have those items out, always make sure you have some utensils. Utensils are good for spreading, putting some spoons for dipping into your mustards, things to put into your cheeses or cutlery, and have some silverware as well for your guests. So all of you tonight should be enjoying something along these lines. Of course, again, whatever you found in your local area, this would be something that you would be looking at. We hope that you're enjoying the program this evening. And I just want to make sure that as you're out there, make sure that you have a glass of wine in hand, enjoy a little bit of cheese, and go Flyers.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Around the Globe, our video showing the global impact of Lewis students and alumni focused on building a better world.
Hi, I'm Nermeen Kusia. I graduated from Lewis in 2019 with a master's degree in nursing education. While at Lewis, I was both completing my degree requirements and working as a graduate assistant at the College of Nursing. I was shadowing different professors, learning from their expertise, helping in lectures, skill labs, clinicals, and simulations. Lewis has provided me with plenty of experiences that prepared me to the job I'm doing today. It allowed me to combine my clinical expertise with my passion for teaching. I'm now a nursing faculty member at Bethlehem University, which is a sister university to Lewis located in Bethlehem, Palestine. I'm responsible for preparing new nurses and advancing the development of professionals who possesses solid clinical backgrounds to provide quality and safe services to our community. While learning to think critically, Lewis allowed me to be flexible enough to constantly adapt and integrate contemporary nursing trends into my teaching strategies at the university. All of my accomplishments will always be inspired by the guidance and support I received from the people at Lewis. All that Lewis gave me make me want to pay it forward through spreading the values they shared with me to inspire my students, patients, and my community.
Hi, I'm John Ficcaro, an alumnus of Lewis University. After graduating with my undergrad in 2007, I joined the Lewis staff. While working, I completed my graduate studies and met my wife, also a Lewis grad. After 7 years of working, we decided to join the LaSallian Volunteer Program, a volunteer program sponsored by the De La Salle Christian Brothers. Through the LV program, we were placed in De La Salle Blackfeet School on the Blackfeet Reservation in northwest Montana. De La Salle Blackfeet is a 4th through 8th grade San Miguel model school, which has served the indigenous Blackfeet community since 2001. We're now in our 7th year at the school. I'm the school's Director of Development, as well as the Director of our Immersion Program. This program invites high school and college groups from around the country, many at LaSallian schools, to volunteer at the school. Lewis University's emphasis on the education of the whole person encourages students to find and explore their passions, without which I would not have taken the steps leading me to serve in my current ministry. And as important as individual experiences of a college education is, Lewis frames these opportunities within the greater scope of the global world and the shared responsibility each of us have towards one another. The people that make up Lewis University live the mission, and they make a difference in the lives of all they encounter. Thank you, Lewis University, for the impact that you've had on my life, and by extension, the lives of my students.
Hi, I'm Christy Owens and I'm the Director of Operations at Watts of Love. We're a nonprofit organization. We bring solar lights to areas of the world without power. We teach them how they can use this tool to lift themselves out of the darkness of poverty. My first time at the Lewis campus was really my first encounter with God in a very profound way on a Kairos retreat. A few years later, I had the opportunity to travel to Bolivia on a mission trip, and it was on that trip that I really started to feel called to work in the mission field and do missions. I was looking for a university that had human resource as a degree, and I really appreciated that Lewis had that program. It wasn't just a concentration, and it really demonstrates how much Lewis values people and justice. And after many years in a traditional human resource department, I was really looking for something with more purpose, and that's how I found myself at Watts of Love. Every day I get to pay it forward and impact the lives of thousands around the globe. And I encourage you to pursue your mission, what God is calling you to do as well.
Greetings to all, my name is Marvin Gomez and I completed my Broadcasting Mass Communications degree in 2016. My experience at Lewis University continues to be the best 4 years of my life, and my degree allowed me to work on air soon after graduation. Today, I'm a meteorologist on the AccuWeather Network. I am a first-generation immigrant. English is not my first language, and attending Lewis University was a huge personal milestone coming from a single-parent household. Had it not been for the generosity of scholarship donors, I probably would have not graduated. Many service projects through the university's ministry taught me to care for others and help the most vulnerable. As a meteorologist at AccuWeather, it is a privilege to communicate the most accurate weather forecast and talk about all types of weather hazards to our national audience. My job allows me to help protect lives and property and have a direct impact on those in potentially dangerous situations. Lewis University was the foundation my career needed to get started. I am proud to be a Lewis Flyer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name's Jim Miller, and whether you are joining us from home tonight or you're in the room here with us on behalf of Lewis University, welcome. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Give yourselves a round of applause. I know we've kind of forgotten how to do that, right? Yeah. When I stop talking, you guys applaud, and those of you at home, you can do whatever you want. This is a great day to be here at the lovely Westin, and we have an amazing program for you tonight. It means an awful lot that you've taken time to be here. But to get things going, we want to bring two amazing students from the International Student Services offices to read tonight's invocation. My friends, please give a warm welcome to Jae-Ann Chen and Yang Chen. Thank you.
Let us remember that we are in the most holy presence of God. Ating alalahanin na palagi nating kapiling ang ating Panginoon. God of love, all that we have and are is yours. We pray that your Spirit may come alive in use since you have chosen us to do your work. Grant that we may become living instruments and signs of your compassion in this world.
Grant us the faith to live our life, always in awareness of the vision of St. John Baptist de La Salle and the work of the Christian brothers here and around the world. As members of the Lewis University community, may we always strive in association to support those entrusted to our lives. Care. 圣约翰塞拉 St. John Baptist de La Salle 愿耶稣永存心中 Leave Jesus in our hearts.
Thank you, Jay and Yang. As you can see from our opening video, Lewis plays a critical role in shaping Lewis Flyers into people who go on to make an important difference in our world. Their inspiring work that you heard a little bit about aligns closely with the mission and is the exact reason that we're all here tonight, to celebrate the Mission Fund. Let's take a look at where we are on the fundraising goals as we speak. So many of you have been donating in advance of the evening. There are those who couldn't make it here tonight. As we go through this evening, we'll flash that up on the big screen so you can kind of see how we're doing. If you have not yet made a contribution and you'd like to do so, we've tried to make that as easy as possible for you. We'll, of course, have our Mission Fund paddle raiser a little bit later on, and we actually have an auction item as well. But if you'd like to just get right to the point, simply text MISSION to 61094, and you'll get a text back. It'll walk you through the whole process on how to make a donation. Now, if you'd like to make a pledge, and let's be clear, there's a difference between a donation and a pledge. If you want to do a pledge, send the word pledge to 815-240-9904, and somebody from Lewis will call you every single day for the rest of your life until you fulfill the pledge. Keep in mind tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are always, I don't know how long they've been doing it, but goodness knows as long as I've been on this stage, they have always been part of it. We want to thank Russ and Dawn Smythe once again tonight, putting a match in play. Any contributions made tonight will be made dollar for dollar, matched by them, up to a total of $25,000. So please, give while you can. Now, to kick things off, we have a Mission Fund recipient, and you're going to hear from a few of them tonight, but we have one from Texas joining us to share her story.
Good evening. I'm honored to be a part of this year's program as a past Mission Fund recipient. I graduated in 2015 with my Bachelor of Arts in Music Merchandising. However, my last semester at Lewis University, I discovered I still had a small tuition balance that my family was unable to pay. My father had recently lost his job, and my family had to move from a home to an apartment. I was a bit embarrassed because I was so involved on campus. I was in student governing board, gospel choir, campus ministry, and Greek life, all while maintaining a GPA of 3.75. So when I needed that financial help, I found it in the Mission Fund. I was able to successfully cross the stage at commencement and go on to earn my master's degree in arts management from Columbia College, Chicago. Even after that, I continued to pay it forward through pageantry as Miss Black Wisconsin USA 2016 and Miss Milwaukee Earth USA 2018. Today, I am a marketing coordinator for a tech startup in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and a real estate agent part-time. I attribute most of my professional ambition and confidence to my time at Lewis University. What the staff and faculty has done for me and the Mission Fund will continue to help me in my career, and I know your donations will continue to help students that are at Lewis today. Have a great evening, Flyers.
Thank you, Brittany. We're so glad you could join us tonight. Those of you at home, we hope you're enjoying the show. Please know that you can make your contributions at any time. We've got a $25,000 match in play. Also, just another reminder, consider this your final warning. If you want to get in on our raffle, you need to do so now. If you have been to this event previously, we're usually selling tickets all night. This year, it's a somewhat abbreviated situation, so about 7:20, just coming up, we're going to stop. So if you want a raffle ticket, you should kind of make your way that way as we speak. Moving things along, I would like to welcome to the stage our Lewis University president. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome, Dr. David Livingston.
Thank you, Jim. It is wonderful to be with all of you tonight. To be back in person is really, I think, a gift to all of us, and I just want to thank you all for taking the time to come out tonight and join us and to raise some money for our students. We do come tonight, together tonight to raise money, but also to celebrate, and you saw several videos, and you'll see a couple more, about the way in which the Lewis University education impacts the entire globe. We have students who leave here and go out and do amazing things in the world. One of the things that I want you to know about the Mission Fund that you're giving to tonight is it really does help the student who has made a plan from their first year to try to figure out how they're going to pay for college. For many of our students, they're first-generation kids. They don't know exactly how they're going to be able to pay for it, but they figure it out. Their parents are going to maybe take a couple extra shifts. They're going to get a second job. They're going to take out a loan. And all of this is going okay until their junior year or their senior year, their dad loses a job, or their mom's diagnosed with cancer, or their parents get a divorce, and everything goes haywire, right? And everything that they planned is no longer in play. And the great thing about it, and we have many of our faculty and staff in this room, is that everybody at Lewis knows that there's a Mission Fund. And they know that if one of their students, one of their student athletes, somebody that they're doing a work study with, comes to them and starts explaining that they don't know how they're going to make their tuition payment for this spring, that they'll guide them to the right person, and there's $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 available for that student to complete their degree. And that is really what tonight is about. It's about our most vulnerable students who find themselves in a situation where they just can't get that last semester done. So that really is what we're here for tonight. I want to say a few thank yous because, as all of you know, none of this happens without a ton of people working behind the scenes. So I want to thank Julie Penner and her team at Conferences and Events. So thank you, Julie. Thank you. I really want to thank the Weston Group, all of our servers. We really appreciate you taking care of us tonight, all the people that planned this event. I want to thank John Kilpatrick and his team who's videotaping all this, making sure that the people who are online can also enjoy the evening. And I also, for some of you, you may not be as familiar with our background, but we're a LaSallian University, which means we are grounded in the Christian Brothers' charism and their view of education. And we have several Christian brothers with us. If you'd be willing to stand up, all the brothers. Yes, we give you a round of applause. For over 3 centuries, the Christian Brothers have committed their lives to educating those at the margins of society. And we continue that ministry, and we join in with 64 other universities around the globe. The LaSallian educational system educates more than 1 million students every year. It's really an amazing network that really tries to take care of the most vulnerable in our society. The last group of people I want to thank are the advancement team led by Mr. Luigi Amendola. Now, I have a special, Luigi, stand up. So, unfortunately, after 5 years of running back and forth on Alligator Alley in Florida, asking people for donations, Luigi has decided to go to Loyola University and raise money for them, which is very difficult for me to take, but I'm incredibly proud of him. And I just want to say a couple things about Luigi because I've been in the fundraising business now for almost 15 years. And there are some amazing fundraisers out there, but there are also some fundraisers that, well, they're not great. They're not fun to be around. Luigi is one of those guys who is actually fun to be around. He's humble, he's an incredibly hard worker, and he's done amazing things for our university, his alma mater. And I want to thank Christy, who's sitting next to him, Sophia and Eva. Ava, I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, your dad's an amazing guy. You should be incredibly proud of him. So thank you, Luigi. So before I wrap up, I just want to say one more thing about what you're doing tonight. Some of you have heard me say this before because it's really what I believe in terms of my job. I believe a Lewis education changes whole family systems. We serve a lot of first-generation kids in which the student who comes to us, nobody in their family has ever gone to college. And what I know about the 2 people that meet at Lewis, maybe one of them is going to become a police officer, one of them is going to become an accountant. Their children, and especially their children's children, will have opportunities that their grandparents never imagined. And that is made possible because of the donations that you give tonight, because you're willing to give a little bit of what extra you have to make it possible for a student who is in a real bind to continue their education, to find their partner, to have their children, and to make a difference in the world. So I just want to say thank you in advance for all that you do for our students. I hope you enjoy the evening. It's really wonderful to have you here with us. Thank you.
Before we hear from our next mission recipient, I want to recognize a few of our generous sponsors tonight. First Midwest Bank is always on board for it. We thank them, as well as Russ and Dawn Smythe, who we mentioned earlier, are writing a check for $25,000 if we can hold up our end of the deal, both here in the room tonight and those of you that are at home. $25,000 match, dollar for dollar. Just get in, whether it's $50 or $5,000. We want to have that tonight. If you are needing to make that donation, simply text MISSION to 610 610-94, 610-94, and you can get your donation in there. So there you go. Raffles are closed, I'm told, so that's that. We'll have our winners here in just a little bit. You have seen the difference that the Mission Fund can make, as we've heard from Dave, as well as some of the other videos. We've got another one for you here tonight to learn how one student's life. Let's hear from one more tonight.
In 2018, I did go through a lot of financial difficulties. I was going through a lot of things at home, which caused me to kind of be independent. And so I depended on Lewis, to be kind of that safe haven for me. Being a first-generation African-American female, that puts a lot of stereotypes and a lot of stigma on me from the very beginning. It's a blessing already to just be able to be here and to be able to receive an education, but to have people who believe in you and actually see the efforts that you're putting in to be able to have a better future and actually build on that, that's what the Mission Fund gave me. I found out about the Mission Fund through Mary DeGraw primarily. Sitting down with her and knowing that there was a resource out there, I also went to Maureen Moore, who sat down and kind of on the academic side, gave me another shot, gave me another chance, because our program is very strenuous, and so they both believed in me, and so they offered the Mission Fund as a resource to help me keep going.
There are so many factors that go into a student being successful. It's not just the academic drive, it's not just their personal goals. A lot of times it's how their life circumstances affect them. It's really important that we're able to support them through that so that they can actually reach their goals. We kind of worked with Samaj. We were able to get her some extra help so that she could actually reach her goals, and now we've sent her out to do great good in the world.
So the Mission Fund means everything to me. My life wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for the Mission Fund and being able to finish out my degree here at Lewis.
We always tell our graduating nursing students that they truly are our Signum Fidei, our sign of faith, because we send them out in the world and they do such amazing things. Every student that I've worked with who's been supported through the Mission Fund takes those LaSallian values out into the community. It affects how they approach their life. It affects how they approach their profession. It makes a significant difference. So anything we can do to support them with the Mission Fund changes lives, and it changed Samaj's life.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know a lot of times people donate and they have hopes that, their funds and their generosity is actually going to somewhere, to someone who needs it. And I'm proof that, the Mission Fund has definitely impacted me in a way that I don't have enough words to say thank you, to be grateful, for the amount of opportunity that the Mission Fund has given me. And I hope that in time I'm able to give back the same things, to have a fund or a scholarship or a grant that helps other people, because at the end of the day I have been there and I've been through a lot of the things the hardships that make me relatable to a lot of other people. And so I just want to say thank you.
All right. We are nearing the end of our virtual program. For those of you guys at home, is Elton is ready? Okay, so Elton John's going to be here. But for those of you at home, unfortunately, we are on a really tight schedule and you're not going to be able to get that, but maybe next time you'll buy tickets and you'll show up, won't you? I'm giving you, we know that. This is amazing. I'm telling you, as a guy who gets to do this professionally, this is the first time I've been around 190 people, and I don't even know how long. It's raffle time, though, so everybody gets to be part of this. I have two amazing helpers here. Azana is going to help, and as well, Angelo is going to do this as well. They are so unbelievably overqualified for this job. But we're going to do some drawing. So go ahead, Azana, open it up. This is for the first place. This is a private Lewis flight for 4 people with snacks and drinks over to Holland, Michigan, see the tulips. You're going over on a Lewis plane. Is it the 737 that they donated? Probably not, over to Holland. Anywho, a right-sized plane for a trip over there. We got a $200 gift card for lunch and a $100 Uber gift card for transportation. You and 3 friends flying over to Holland, hanging out for the day, and then coming back. Azana has chosen our winner, Donna DiBenetto. Donna, she's not here. If you guys could keep a secret, we could draw again. Oh, we're still live. Hi, of course. Congratulations, Donna. We know you're at home. We couldn't be happier for you. Second prize, this is a Blackhawks 2 tickets to a game, November 1st, 7 o'clock, and a jersey signed by Jonathan Tays. Angelo has chosen Daniel Murray. Daniel Murray. Danny. Nobody's here, okay. There's a lot of raffle tickets in here. Third place, this is a wine bar experience. It comes complete with Lewis Wine Swag Basket, gathered in DW office, a $200 64 wine bar VIP experience gift card, and a one-night stay at the Hotel Indigo. And there you go. That's going to Ian Gladding. Ian Gladding. A lot of disappointment in the room here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people in the room not winning, not happy with how this raffle is going. I want to be very clear. Angelo and Azana are the ones not picking your names here in the room. What do you got for me, Angelo? This is for the staycation right here at the beautiful Westin in lovely Lombard. One-night stay, a $250 shopping spree, and a $100 Harry Carey gift card. This is, I wish I could show this to you. This is my kind of guy. This is somebody who didn't follow any of the instructions on the card. It literally asked for 3 things: name, phone number, and email. Name, he put his bid number. Phone number, he put his first name. Email, he put his last name. I like this guy already. I feel like he's here. Bidder number 138, Tim Ferrero. Is this you? Congratulations. We're going to have a little refresher course when things are over on how to fill out, because you're going to be terrible when tax time comes around. Congratulations. You can just stay here tonight if you want. You don't even have to leave the building. One more. Draw it for me. Zana is drawing. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 more. This is an exclusive painting done by Mark Swain. My understanding is this is a general idea of his work. I don't think, a similar painting you'll be getting. Thank you very much. Your winner for the painting is, wow, how does this happen? 1, 2, this is 2 ago. It's somebody's won twice. Ian Gladding, again. Well, Ian, we're really starting to not like you if you're sitting at home. We feel as if you winning 25% of the prizes isn't fair, so let's pull somebody other than Ian, all right, Angelo? There we go. This is for the Flyers athletic basket. This is full of spirit wear, a golf foursome included. We have buried the lead here. Let me start over. You're getting a golf foursome at Cog Hill and a private golf lesson and some Flyers swag in a basket. So there you go. Congratulations, George Bora. Big George. There he is. Nicely done. For our 2, how about a nice round of applause for Azana and Angelo? Thank you very much. If you have won, somebody from Lewis will contact you at home. If you're in the room, you can pick it up before you go home tonight. That pretty much brings us to the end of our virtual program. Again, those of you that are at home, it means so much to us that you have done this. If you joined us last year when Tom Skilling and I were doing the in-studio thing, that was out of necessity and none of you were in the room. But for those of you that have stayed home for whatever reason, we get it, we respect it. You're here in spirit and you're in our hearts, and we are so grateful that you've taken some time to join us tonight, and we thank you. And if everybody in the room, let's give our at-home people a nice round of applause. Once again, text MISSION to 61094 or text PLEDGE to 815-240-9904. Do we have the current totals up on the screen? I'm told we will this time. Here it is. We're looking for $6.5 million. 128,000, not a bad start, quite honestly. Congratulations to our winners, and thank you all. Those of you at home, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really do appreciate everything. Go have your microwave mac and cheese or whatever you're having at home tonight, and enjoy it. Those of you in the room, enjoy your meal. And that's it. We've got great fun coming up. Are we doing that now? Not yet? Give me a minute. You guys start eating, and then I'll be right back in a little bit. Thank you very much.